Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today Sledgehammer revealed Call of Duty World War II, the new COD game coming out November 3rd. Now, if you haven't seen the trailer for single player, I'm going to roll it now, and then we can talk about the details in just a second.
This day have set upon a mighty endeavor. Souls will be shaken with the violences of war. In this hour of great sacrifice, we shall prevail.
Get your head down and keep moving!
We are all that separates the world from darkness. The enemy is ruthless. We cannot, we must not fail.
Duty first. Hey, Perez! Won't be enough for you! I got you! How many casualties?
We executed the mission.
Get me the fuck out of here! How many?
We had orders!
Get to cover!
Lieutenant, tell them what we're all about.
No mission too difficult. No sacrifice too great.
Welcome to the bloody first. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
Pre-order now and get access to the private beta.
So that's the trailer for the single player component of this game. Call of Duty has always been known for having over-the-top and extremely intense single player campaigns. The franchise itself grew up on the World War II theater of war, which made it popular in the first place, but it has not returned to that theater in over 10 years. They've been doing a lot of futuristic storytelling and whatnot, but returning to World War II is great because it means we're going to be fighting in real battles, going on missions that actually happened. Now, I think the characters in the campaign are going to be fictional for the most part. You play Private Ronald Red Daniels, and he's enlisted in the 1st Infantry Division. You're a 19-year-old from Texas, and some of the characters in this campaign look like they could be pretty fun. I'm not going to speculate too much on how good it's going to be. I think we can all expect the general quality level from a Call of Duty campaign, but the fact that it exists now in World War II means that there's going to be probably a lot more feeling and emotion behind what's happening, since it will reflect upon reality. Now, during the live stream reveal, the developers wasted no time in getting all the buzzwords out there, the ones that they knew the fans were looking for. This game is going to go back to its roots. It's going to focus on fast gunplay and strategy, and it's going to have all the boots on the ground gameplay that people are looking for. So these are kind of vague terms. They don't tell us much about what we're actually going to get from a gameplay experience, other than it's going to be more basic. I don't think we're going to have the double jumping, jump jets, and wall running from the previous Call of Duty games. And so I think a lot of people who really just took gripe with those aspects of the more modern Call of Duty shooters will probably enjoy the traditional, and I quote, boots on the ground style of gameplay. Now, of course, it does appear that they're bringing some of those Call of Duty traits that they've picked up along the years, one of which is the co-op zombies mode. We see an image here of a Nazi zombie. No more information on that other than I think we can all expect World War II zombies. Now, they were unfortunately very light on any of the multiplayer details. In fact, we only get a few glimpses of like actual behind the iron sights gameplay during their little behind the scenes video that they showed, but they did announce a new game mode called War, which sounds like an asymmetrical game mode where it can be Axis versus allies, and it's going to focus around specific objectives of key battles. For example, the D-Day battle could be one of the War game modes. modes where one team storms the beach and tries to take the bunkers while the other team defends. This is pretty cool. It sounds kind of like a rush game mode, and it could be very fun since these game modes have been extremely popular in other World War II or just other shooters in general. The Call of Duty franchise hasn't really explored an attack and defend game mode too much, so if that's what this new mode is about, it sounds kind of exciting. Now when it comes to progression, leveling up your character, or having specific character types, they talk about divisions, which basically just sounds like different classes of characters. There's armor, infantry, airborne, and even more, so you can play these different class types, rank them up, unlock new abilities. It all sounds fairly standard, just with sort of a new branding of divisions. Then they also mentioned a new social space called Headquarters, which is supposed to function as a place where players can socialize outside of matches. They can get rewarded or even compete in certain ways in this sphere, or maybe set up competitive matches. Again, the details are very, very vague on this space. It would be kind of neat if there was some sort of cool stat and like competition system that they set up where maybe you could organize mini tournaments among your friends. That kind of thing could be pretty cool, but again, I'm just speculating here. Coming back around to the single player campaign, I think it's pretty obvious from the trailer that you can see you will be able to partake in the D-Day invasion. They also mentioned Battle of the Bulge and the Rhine, so there's going to be some pretty iconic World War II battles. I think the big ones that most people are going to want to play in, you should be able to experience in the single player campaign, which is definitely exciting. A full budget AAA World War II single player campaign I think is going to excite a lot of people. Regardless of multiplayer, I think the single player is going to be something that many people are going to want to take part in. Now, according to some additional details from Game Informer, who saw some behind the scenes stuff, the campaign will not have stuff like passive ammo and health regen. So apparently if you take damage while you're playing the single player or maybe co-op single player, you're going to actually have to call upon your squad mates to come heal you up, which sounds like a much more team-oriented style of gameplay. It'll be interesting to see if this in any way carries over into multiplayer. Is Call of Duty going to incorporate a lot more teamwork and strategy to multiplayer, or is it still going to be the incredibly fast-paced run and gun sort of solo experience, if you will, as the previous games? There's also mention that there's going to be a campaign designed specifically around co-op play. So in addition to being able to play this single player normal campaign in co-op, there's going to be one that I think is only playable in co-op. We'll have to get more details on this in the future, but it sounds kind of exciting. I like games that actually force or require co-op play, as that can be some of the most fun campaign experiences, is playing with a good friend and working out strategies and how to progress on to the next objective. Now, as I mentioned before, the release date for this game is November 3rd, and if you pre-order, you get access to the private beta. Again, I don't like pre-order bonuses, but if you want to get in early, which I'm sure tons of people are going to do, you need to pre-order the game. Also, we'll be seeing more multiplayer details at E3. In fact, I think that's when they're going to do basically the multiplayer reveal for the game and start talking about the nitty-gritty details. So you got a little ways to wait until then, but I'm excited to find out more about multiplayer. Now, as a PC gamer, the idea of a AAA franchise focusing on a World War II campaign and multiplayer experience is very exciting to me. I think this game could actually dip really deep into the PC gaming market. However, the previous Call of Duty titles have not been great PC ports. They've been clearly designed around the console platform, and the PC versions of them have had glaring errors or problems with them that most hardcore PC players just will not accept. The last Call of Duty game had a frame cap at 90 FPS, which seems absolutely ridiculous in a fast-paced multiplayer shooter, in addition to which the mouse input has been terrible in the, I would say, last 3 or 4 Call of Duty games for PC. There's been glaring sensitivity issues and inconsistencies and stuff that makes it feel like your mouse is lagging. Lots of weird things you have to try and do to get the game just running smoothly. These aren't the kind of errors that a AAA PC game should have, and I really hope this time around that Sledgehammer puts the time in to make the PC version of this game good and feel like it was designed around the PC platform, and get some people who understand PC gaming to come in and sign off on the quality level. Because again, I could tell within the first 10 seconds of jumping into one of the previous Call of Duty games that it just wasn't designed around PC based on the input alone or the frame rate problems. So hopefully we'll get a higher quality PC port this time around, or maybe it won't even be a quote-unquote port. and that would be great. Anyway, I'll keep you guys informed on any news that comes out about this game. Looking forward to the E3 reveal for multiplayer, and frankly, looking forward to playing the single player campaign as well. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.